una, the adrenal cortex. The adrenal cortex is made up of how many layers or how many zones? 3 zones. The outermost zone is the zona glomerulosa, followed by the zona fasciculata, followed by the zona reticularis. The innermost part of your adrenal gland would be the adrenal medulla. So paano ba ninyo i-remember ang layers of your adrenal cortex and ang ilang hormones na pinasynthesize?
Go
So,
find.
ang mnemonic for that?
Go
find
find.
make good sex. Or go find Rhea, make good sex. Rex na lang. Okay, zona glomerulosa produces the mineralocorticoids, and our principal mineralocorticoid or most potent mineralocorticoid is aldosterone. So gani ang function ni aldosterone, kaya niya i-increase ang blood pressure. Paano niya i-increase ang blood pressure? I-increase muna niya ang sodium and water reabsorption. How about the glucocorticoids? As we've discussed last time, ang function ng glucocorticoids are to increase blood glucose eventually. Paano mo i-increase ang blood glucose? Increase gluconeogenesis, glycogenolysis, lipolysis, proteolysis, and many more. Question, have an anti-inflammatory effect si cortisol? Yes. Yes. Ano siya? Nasa effect that could retard the immune system, that could inhibit the immune system. So, anti-immune system. So, you'll become immunosuppressed if sobra rapod si cortisol. That is why bad ang chronic stress. Madaot siya sa tao. Masuppress yung immune system in the long run. So, ayaw tayo pa-stress lagi sa bakte. Ayaw ko pa-stress sa CC. So, dahil yung problem sa karon sa third year. Lisod ang ba ang subject because lisod ang subject, or lisod ang subject because
Ang teacher.
Wala si Isma karon. Wala siya klase yata sa Badon. Ano siya klase sa Badon? Lapitan niya.
Wala ka naman lagi.
And next, androgens naman. Ang effects of androgens, they impart our secondary sex characteristics, androgens. And if may androgen excess, kung saan effect sa mga lalaki, na ay feminizing effect. Ang lalaki, mahimong kurang babae. At if ang babae naman, ang ay androgen excess, kabaliktaran yapon. Ang babae, mahimong lalaki, kurang malalaki, mamasculinize. Inana ang effect sa androgen excess. Kabaliktaran sa imong sex. Ha? Remember, put that in mind. So next, we'll discuss the adrenal medulla. Ang catecholamines naman ang ginasynthesize and secrete sa to ang adrenal medulla. So what are our catecholamines na tayo tulo? We have dopamine, epinephrine, and norepinephrine. At epinephrine is also known as epinephrine is also known as adrenaline. Norepinephrine is also known as isa to nakapipili na dito. Bakit microscope din? Actually, namin tinagawa yung microscope din. Okay, next is asa na dita? Norepinephrine is also known as noradrenaline. Question. Say functions at ang catecholamines. Are they responders to stress also? Yes or no? Yes. Ano yung difference naman ni cortisol and ni catecholamine?
Mayroon ang effect sa
Cortisol, catecholamine.
week.
Both sila stress. Stimulated by stress. Marilis silang buhay, stressful ang tao. In a stressful situation, both marilis. But what's the difference?
Week ang catecholamines.
The Sa medala ang isa sa cortex. Okay, the main difference is that catecholamines act immediately. Immediate act effect. Whereas cortisol takes around 20 minutes pa.
20 minutes.
Lugay pa si cortisol will take effect. So long term ang response ni cortisol, long ang duration, dugay mo take effect. Whereas si catecholamines naman, short term response, immediately, agad-agad, mo surge tayo ang catecholamines. Have you ever heard of adrenaline rush? Yes. For example, natulog ka sa inyong balay. Tapos pag mata mo nasunog na imong palibot. Sa imong adrenaline rush, gusto mo ma-save ang imong pinakamamahal na computer o yung pinakamamahal na TV. Sa imong adrenaline rush, nakarga ninyo yung TV. Or nakarga ninyo yung ref. Emoji tayo yung gusto luwasan sa inyong balay. Sa power niya, asa ninyo ito nakuha ang energy, asa ninyo ito nakuha ang power niya sa catecholamines. Dili ko kay cortisol. Dugay ko si cortisol. Paano si cortisol kay drug? Mabay pag mata mo na slow pagka. Tanaw ano ang kalayo. Wag pa kani manjani react. Si catecholamines react agad.
20 minutes.
Ano yung remember? Catecholamines agad. Cortisol unya pa. Okay, what cells naman of your adrenal medulla synthesize and secrete catecholamines? We call them the chromaffin cells. Anong chromaffin kaya? Chromaffin cells. Chromaffin because chromaffin cells have affinity to chromium salts. Chromium. So affinity. Chromaffin. So it has affinity to chromium, particularly chromium salts. You discussed na ang mga dyes, mga stains sa inyong favorite subject. Tama ba? So chromaffin cells are also known as the medullary cells, meaning cells from the medulla, or pheochromocytes. Later on, you'll learn na ay disorder known as pheochromocytoma. But remember muna that chromaffin cells are known as pheochromocytes. By the way, siya yung pa. Pheochromocyte. Pheo means dark. Chromo color. Side cells. So these are cells that are dark in color, darkly pigmented. Those are your chromaffin cells. They synthesize norepinephrine, epinephrine, and dopamine. Dopamine is a happy hormone. Tama ba? Happy hormone, dopamine. Kailangan niyo yan. Dopamine na lang everyday, sir. Maglak-lak ng dopamine. Tuko. Para dili mag-relax si Kimberly G. Nag-relax na siya. Nawala yung iPad, nagdagandagan siya, cortisol or catecholamine? Actually, sabay na siya may tabo. Nalilisi si catecholamine and cortisol. Kung kailang ang effect ni cortisol, si catecholamine effect agad. Pero na-release na. By the time na-release si catecholamines, na-release na si cortisol. Dugay lang ang effect ang isa. Grabe din ang pawis-pawis. So, pagka-realize ni Kimberly Jean na nabili niyang iPad sa faculty room, sa gandagan, nag-increase yung heart rate. Mga power sa catecholamines. Mabilis ang pitik ng puso, ipaningon. Paspas ay nakalagan. Nasuko. Okay, dili na ito ganito nga example si Espina. Okay, next is catecholamines. Epinephrine, norepinephrine, and dopamine. We call them catecholamines because they are made up of catechol and amines. Catechol, this is the catechol ring. This is a benzene ring and a hydroxyl group. Duha ka hydroxyl group, OH. Pag OH, that's hydroxyl. And na ay amino group, NH2. NH2, amino group. So catecholamines have the catechol ring and the amino group. So they are the first responders to stress, acts within seconds. So immediately, ang action ni catecholamines as compared to cortisol. They are synthesized from the amino acid tyrosine. Question, what other hormone is synthesized from tyrosine? Thyroid hormone. Very good. So anything that has an amine group, example si tyrosine, di ba? Amino acid man si tyrosine and ano sila yung amine group. So they are amine hormones, amine type of hormones. So ba itong mga type of hormones? Ito ay peptide, na ay amine, and na ay steroid. Tama ba ko? Sa inyo ang clinical lecture, I think muna yung na-discuss sa intro in endocrinology. Example sa itong mga steroid hormones. Aldosterone, sir, cortisol, androgen, steroid hormones. Example of your amine na type of hormones. Thyroid hormones are amine type. Ano pa? Catecholamines. Peptide hormones. Masa itong mga peptide hormones? Doc Charlie, let's say. Doc Charlie, very strong person. Because kaya niya mag-wild sa banggit siya. Ako hindi na ako kaya mag-scoop sa lucha. Sige, saan natin example of peptide hormones? Mula dyan mahanaan, FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, LH, flat. So, minsan ACTH is a peptide hormone. Flat. So, minsan TSH. So, mga hormones from your pituitary gland, mga peptide hormones. So, just remember that your catecholamines, all catecholamines have the amino group, NH2, and the catechol ring, which is a, kung sa gani ang catechol ring, it is a, what ring? Benzene ring with duha ka hydroxyl na group. So, tanaw na ito, tinuod ba dyan, yun ay catechol ring and amino group, tanang catecholamines. So, first, the precursor here, ako natunggan sa likod, yes! Okay naman. Grabe naman itong pinagsamahan. Medyo ningan bilis eh. So our catecholamines are any class of aromatic amines that includes a number of neurotransmitters. First, L-DOPA. Tanawan ninyo si L-DOPA or levodopa na siya ay benzene ring with 2 hydroxyl groups diri and an amine group. So this is a catecholamine. Let's appreciate dopamine na siya ay benzene ring, 2 hydroxyl groups. We call that sa gani? This is the catechol ring na kasi benzene and 2 hydroxyl groups mag-join. Napa siya ay amine, which means this is a catecholamine. Si norepinephrine also has the benzene ring with 2 hydroxyl groups. We call that a catechol ring. Napun siya amine group, so it's a catecholamine. Epinephrine also has the benzene ring with 2 hydroxyl groups. We call that the catechol ring. Napun siya amine group. So that's a catecholamine. Question, sir, what if rin nakabutang ng hydroxyl group? Catechol, magyapra siya. For example, inahin ang benzene ring and nagtapad ang ato ang hydroxyl groups, OH. What if lutang natin din ang isa? Dili ang isa ka hydroxyl group. Tapos wala siya diri ang isa ka hydroxyl group. So nice case, 1 space, 1 carbon na distance, 1 carbon distance. So is it still a catechol ring? Dili na, very easy. Dahil na siya. Iba na siya. Iya to i-zoom in na ato ang mga catecholamines. No need to memorize the structure. Di man ko magpa-drawing o mga structure. Siguro kung mag-med na mo, kailangan nyo mag-draw ang mga catecholamines. Pero this time muna, just appreciate that your catecholamines are made up of catechol-ring and amine group. Paano gani ang amine group? NH2. Remember NH2, that's an amine group. Every time I NH2, that is indicative of an amine group. And your catechol ring is made up of unsa gani? Benzene ring and two hydroxyl groups. OH ang hydroxyl. Okay, next. Ay, by the way, sa meaning sa dopa?
Happy.
Dati lang kayo. Dopa. Wala. Wala mo guess.
Happy.
Dihydroxy. Phenylalanine.
Lahat yung ano pa nagyahang. Nataasan ko
Dihydroxy phenylalanine. That's dopa. So if may ang tao L, dopa. That's dihydroxy phenylalanine. Or pwede ko lang siya tawagin levodopa. Ay, so your catecholamines are hydrophilic. What do we mean by hydrophilic?
Water loving.
Water loving. Meaning, what if hydrophobic? It's an implication of hydrophobic. Water fearing. May naalala dyan mga simple terms na dyan ang ganun. So they circulate in low levels because 50% of your catecholamines are bound to the protein albumin and they have short half-lives. Seconds to 2 minutes lang ang half-lives. Because short lang po ilang duration, short po lang ilang response. Immediate lang po ilang response, so short lang sila. And they produce wide, rapidly fluctuating plasma levels. So we have two catecholamines of great importance na kailangan i-discuss this day. You have norepinephrine and epinephrine. The difference is that norepinephrine are derived from sympathetic nerve endings, while epinephrine is the principal product of your adrenal medulla and is made only in the adrenal medulla. Meaning your sympathetic nerve endings are only able to synthesize norepinephrine. Basta sympathetic nerve endings, norepinephrine lang. But the adrenal medulla can create both norepinephrine and epinephrine. Ilagay sa aling patakan, hindi kalimtan. Another difference of norepinephrine and epinephrine is that epinephrine is more potent compared to norepinephrine. More potent. Take note of that. More potent si epinephrine compared to norepinephrine. Okay, let's discuss now the synthesis of your catecholamines. Catecholamines are all derived from the amino acid tyrosine. Nine molecule. True love does not exist. Or if nakita niyo yung Mr. Right is right, pwede po true love does not end. Okay, let's see. Paano ang mnemonic? Okay, let's start first. So synthesis of your catecholamines, we begin with tyrosine. Notice tyrosine acted by the tyrosine hydroxylase enzyme will create L. That's L-dopa, dihydroxyphenylalanine. So first T, it's ang T, tyrosine. L, it's ang L, L-dopa. Dopa stands for dihydroxyphenylalanine. So by the enzyme AAD or amino acid decarboxylase, AADC, amino acid decarboxylase, i-convert na to siya to letter D. What's letter D? That's dopamine. Notice the benzene. Kasi nalipot mo ba? Ano ang drawing ganiha? Ang drawing ganiha is ani ang benzene ring. Same lang na siya if circle ang gamitan na. Wala yung difference. Same lang. Basta benzene ring na siya. Next, dopamine is acted by dopamine beta hydroxylase, and that will convert dopamine to letter N, norepinephrine. So norepinephrine acted by PNMP, the PNMP enzyme, or phenylethanolamine N-methyltransferase will convert norepinephrine to the final form, epinephrine. True love does not exist. Or true love does not end. Or napaka-demonic na letter P mag-start. Phenylalanine mag-start. Because ang tyrosine mang good, pwede na ito siya ma-derive from phenylalanine. So pwede ka maingon ng pare, true love does not exist. So phenylalanine mag-start. But in general, okay lang na dilidikan kay phenylalanine. Start na kaagad kay tyrosine. It's just that pwede mo i-break down si phenylalanine, i-transform si phenylalanine to tyrosine. That is why na yung mga nag-start sa phenylalanine na step. But our first step na lang, para uniform tatanan, para hindi ka malimbog, start with tyrosine. Sige, sa meaning gani, sa ito ang mnemonic, sa ito ang mnemonic first, true love does not exist. T stands for
Tyrosine.
Tyrosine, followed by
L-dopa.
L-dopa. L-dopa stands for
Dihydroxyphenylalanine.
followed by D.
Dopamine.
Dopamine. After na natay dopamine, convert natin sa dopamine into what?
Norepinephrine.
Norepinephrine is furthermore converted to what?
Epinephrine.
Epinephrine. Remember?
L-dopa.
So, ano na ay category because your category is hindi category. Kailangan. So, L-tyrosine, L-dopa, or tyrosine to L-dopa to dopamine to norepinephrine to epinephrine. No need na memorize sa mga enzymes. By the way, kanang PNMT, diba? Let's go back. Kalimutan ko discuss. PNMT is not present sa mga presynaptic vesicles of your neurons. PNMT is only present sa adrenal medulla. This is the reason why epinephrine is only present sa adrenal medulla, or the reason why epinephrine is only synthesized sa adrenal medulla. Gets it? Because dahil sa ganito, short-term memory loss lang tayo. So ito ang reason nga nang wala ay epinephrine sa itong mga presynaptic vesicles.
Kaya wala yung
Because PNMT, the enzyme PNMT is only present sa adrenal medulla. Huwag kalimutan. And PNMT is the enzyme necessary para i-convert si norepinephrine to epinephrine. So wala kay PNMT, mag-accumulate lang si norepinephrine. Dili ka makakreate ng epinephrine. Ano kailangan na ito kay epinephrine? Ano mas gusto na ito sa epinephrine? Kasi more potent, more powerful than norepinephrine si epinephrine. So between noradrenaline and adrenaline, mas gusto ni mo si adrenaline. Okay, inside the cell, this is what happens sa mga chromatin cells. Paano hindi siya pareha sa thyroid hormone synthesis na kailangan ako ma-memorize ninyo. Katong thyroid hormone synthesis, good, that's the high yield topic good sa board exam. So, kailangan ninyo ma-memorize. But this one, okay lang din ninyo ma-memorize. Basta ma-memorize lang ninyo ang katong true love does not exist, katong tyrosine to L-dopa, to dopamine, to norepinephrine, to epinephrine. Katong ma-memorize ninyo to, okay lang sa tuwa. But kaning mechanism, so yung entry towards the nucleus, may nana, okay lang sa body. By the way, asa siya mag-start sa cytoplasm, si tyrosine. Cytoplasm, mag-act ang tyrosine hydroxylase para ma-convert si tyrosine to L-dopa. AADC will cause the conversion of L-DOPA to dopamine. Dopamine will enter the nucleus via VMAT1. So dopamine here is converted to norepinephrine. Norepinephrine is secreted outside of your cytosol after VMAT yapon siya maagi. And sa cytosol naman na mo ang PNMT, which converts norepinephrine to epinephrine. After that, mag-undergo exocytosis to release epinephrine. Or, pwede po na ang epinephrine na nasa loob is bind with your storage complex, which will cause the entire chromatin granule na ma-exocytose. Dali po ka ito, sir. Kailangan siya ng balance, sir. Ayun. Pinapahirapan nyo lang sa okay, very stressed mo sa inyong favorite subject, Macbeth. And Hima.
Okay.
Ay, mas favorite din yung immunosero, no?
Wala.
Mga great consultation naman daw mo. Sir Melvin. Ito, alam mo po sa inyo. Wala nasa ko si Mike, sir. Anong dugay kayo ka? Gusto niyo mabalang 99 na siya, sir. Feel na ko kaya highest na grade sa bacteriology na lecture your entire na batch kay if tama po ako na dumugwas na daw naka 98 or 96. Sa inyong entire batch, so all section. Grabe kasa na o ikaw. Sige na buhat ninyo. Wala mo yung mga, wala mo nagapanglaba si Kalay. Wala ba mo sa gardening? Wala mo nagapanglaba.
Garden mo daw ka nagsa.
Adi lang dyan tanan ko. Ang dapat mo dyan aning na paano kay what if wala din sila ga-study ng mga tao niya. Natural lang din sa ilang mga
Yes, sir. Sana.
very unfair sa hayang life. Kaya ikaw, grabe kayo paningkamot, grabe mong basa. Average lang yung score. Pero nakay-classmate niya, walang ibasa, perfect. Okay, isa lang itan out sa notes na perfect. Ang mga favorite si Lord. Ang mga favorite si Lord. Okay. Basta gets ninyo so far, gets lang ninyo ang synthesis sa ito ang catecholamines. Okay na ka. Kung sa gani ang ito ang synthesis, sige, review order of synthesis. Start with tyrosine followed by L-DOPA. L-DOPA is converted to dopamine. Dopamine is converted to norepinephrine. Norepinephrine is converted to lagi nilagay sa aling patak. Next, how are your catecholamines degraded or eliminated? Grabe, Jill. Ano, Jill? Pagod na pagod. Grabe, abuso ba ito? Grabe, abuso ba ito sa akin dahil?
I-report din mo.
So degradation and elimination, how are they degraded and eliminated? Catecholamines are rapidly eliminated from target cells and the circulation by three mechanisms lang: reuptake, uptake, or degradation. Reuptake into secretory vesicles, uptake in non-neuronal cells or mostly sa liver, and degradation. Paano siya may tabo? We have two enzymes involved, COMT and MAO. Please remember this. Please memorize the names of these enzymes. Catechol methyltransferase. Catechol methyltransferase for COMT. MAO stands for monoamine oxidase. Monoamine oxidase. Catechol methyltransferase. Ano na ay O? Asa di ka ng O? Pwede mo na siya, catechol O methyltransferase. So COMT is present sa non-neuronal tissues, meaning dili sa nervous system. For example, sa liver, non-neuronal tissues na na-discuss na ito last slide. non-neuronal cells, mostly sa liver, may tabo ang degradation with catecholamines. And MAO, monoamine oxidase naman are present sa neurons. And very easy lang ang pathway na kailangan ninyo i-remember. If COMT mag-act sa ito ang catecholamines, main catecholamines which are epinephrine and norepinephrine. If COMT ang gamit, epinephrine and norepinephrine, we can convert epinephrine to metanephrin. Pag norepinephrine naman, gamitan ng COMT, we have normetanephrine. So remember lang, norepinephrine, normetanephrine. Epinephrine, metanephrine. So that's the metabolite na of your catecholamines. But furthermore, pag-act pa ang MAO or monoamine oxidase in yung normetanephrine and metanephrine, you'll form the vanillin mandelic acid or VMA. VMA. Muna siyang final na VMA. Final metabolite of your catecholamines. But if MAO naman, diba ganina, COMT will directly act on epinephrine and norepinephrine. But if si MAO or monoamine oxidase ang directly mag-act sa imong epinephrine and norepinephrine, you'll create dihydroxymandelic acid. Eventually, si dihydroxymandelic acid na maling gamitan mo og COMT, you'll create vanillylmandelic acid, VMA. And that is measured in yung urine. Libog ba to or dili? You know, quite easy to remember lang ang diagram because ilan lang na siya kapag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Epinephrine, metanephrine, dihydroxymandelic acid, vanillylmandelic acid, norepinephrine, normetanephrine. So just remember lang the enzymes. Muna siyang problem ni class memorization siya, not understanding. Kailangan niya i-memorize ang COMT and MAO and how your epinephrine, your catecholamines are degraded. This is another diagram or example that illustrates your degradation pathway or metabolism pathway of your catecholamines. Okay, question. Norepinephrine. Norepinephrine is acted upon by COMT and that will convert norepinephrine to what? Norepinephrine. Pag COMT ang gamit. What if epinephrine? Gamitan nyo o COMT. What if COMT acts upon epinephrine? Kasi mo ma-produce?
Metanephrine.
Metanephrine. Both metanephrine and normetanephrine. Ganyan pong buntag ba? Gusto ko yung today. Both normetanephrine and metanephrine mag-act dira ang imuhang monoamine oxidase. Kasi mo ma-produce the final metabolite which is vanillylmandelic acid which you'll measure sa inyong urine. What if si MAO agad-agad mong act? Monoamine oxidase mong act immediately sa imong epinephrine and norepinephrine. Kasi mong ma-produce yes, dihydroxymandelic acid. After that, mo-act si COMT sa yaha. What will you produce? VMA. VMA papunta kanan. Vanillylmandelic acid. So your metabolites are metanephrine, normetanephrine, wala lang nasulat nila si normetanephrine, i-add lang si normetanephrine mo. Grabe na. Normetanephrine and vanillylmandelic acid, VMA, ulo, kametabolites. Excreted naman sa kidneys, 5% of your free catecholamines. So katong wala nakabind kay albumin. Albumin pa rin ang protein carrier na to for your catecholamines. So 5% of them are secreted to urine, gamay lang. Excreted into urine, sorry. 8% naman is conjugated, norepinephrine. 20% are metanephrine's. 30% is vanillylmandelic acid. So majority of your metabolites secreted sa urine is vanillylmandelic acid. Yes pa ba din na? Yes pa. So they are excreted sa kidneys. Question, if protein ba, kaya ba maagi ni protein sa glomerulus? No. Ano din niya kaya sa glomerulus? Aside from its large size, aside from the glomerulus only allows less than 70,000 kilodaltons molecules na pass through. What's pang other reason why proteins cannot cross?
Yung charge. Yung charge.
Na ay, because negatively charged protein, right? What about negatively charged ang protein? What if, ano man ay, what about na ay ang glomerulus? Na ay shield of negativity, mga glomerulus. So any molecule that is negatively charged is repelled sa ang glomerulus. That is why anything that is bound to protein is not secreted into urine normally. Anything that is protein, anything negatively charged is not excreted into urine normally. When lang makita si protein in urine, pag na-ay damage sa glomerulus. Most commonly, end-stage renal disease. May problem sa glomerulus. Dala, encounter nyo na next sem na sa inyo, AUB ka. Analysis of urine and body fluids. Inyo ang favorite subject next sem yun. Tingnan mo na AUB ka. I think prelims and midterms kay urinalysis lang, tapos sa finals ang other body fluids. Very challenging na time for the boys. Kasi mag-perform, di ba mo ko? Mag-perform mo sa seminalisis. Seminalisis of semen, yung i-analyze.
Tabang.
Pero in reality, no, yung kana mo sa hospital, even pa ito nag-internship ako. Kung lang mag-request for seminalisis. Rare lang din siya gina-request na doktor. Hindi na siya common nga test. Maski ka itong mga classmates na ko ma-assign sa SPH, wala daw kayo nag-request for seminalisis. But good to know nga, kabaludi ako nila sa procedures. Bugay mo siya ng procedure, taas siya ng procedure, dagan kayo buhat mo. Abin ninyo og ganang gamay-gamay tanaw lang sa microscope, dagan din kayo i-observe. Semen. Ang mga boys, anak, ay dapat less than 1 hour, submit dayon ang semen. So ang challenge is, dili sa school, i-collect. Ang semen. Matingalan na lang mo, kaya naman mga classmate na grabe ang hingal pabalik sa loob. Sige. Anak, grabe ang pamula. Excited kami, sir.
Para may madali.
Sir, mag-RD ni anak, sir. Mag-RD niya ang specimen collection, sir. Okay, let's discuss now the physiologic actions naman of your catecholamine. So there are two sources of your catecholamines. First is the sympathetic nervous system and another is the adrenal gland. Why better sa adrenal gland? Because the adrenal gland can produce your epinephrine and norepinephrine. Si sympathetic nervous system kasi ang kaya naman i-produce is norepinephrine. Why norepinephrine lang gamit? Because your sympathetic nervous system does not have what enzyme? PNNP. PNNP. Bahala din sa inyo na memorize sa meaning. Basta kabalo mo nga si PNNP ang responsible. So your, your catecholamines will act on your adrenergic receptors ng alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1, and beta 2. Actually, napanay beta 3 na receptor, but we will not discuss beta 3 because present lang siya sa adipose system and not relevant sa ito ang discussion ng beta 3. So alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1, and beta 2. Muna sila ang mga adrenergic receptors where your catecholamines will bind, where catecholamines will attach, and they will produce the intended effect sa inyong mga catecholamines. So your adrenergic receptors are coupled with G protein, termed as GPCR. So you have alpha and beta. Just remember here, I don't memorize on sir. I remember lang ninyo nga, alpha adrenergic receptors na to, kaya nila i-bind kanang catecholamines. Both epinephrine, norepinephrine, kaya nila i-bind. Kung saan effect, ay kalaghan ni sir, kailangan din naman yung ma-memorize ka ng sir. Dili, buwang ka, memorize mo.
Maridel. Buwang ko na
Just
buwang.
remember, most important sa ilaha is the beta receptor. More important than alpha receptor is beta receptor. That is why, another is norepinephrine has affinity to alpha receptors than beta receptors. Si epinephrine naman has equal affinity to your alpha and beta receptors, which means kinsa ang better ni norepinephrine and epinephrine. If better di ay ang beta receptors, kasi mas stronger ang ilang effect. Isang better ni norepinephrine and epinephrine. Epinephrine always better than norepinephrine. Sa inyo kailangan ma-remember dili, alpha 1 receptors will silang intended effect is a smooth muscle, which means they will cause vasoconstriction. Ayun. Ano yun na i-remember na ubang sa utang dala? I-add lang ako kay Basi sa diyan sa wrong section. Kaya may mga mga wala nito nga sa diyan sa muscle. Vasoconstriction. Smooth muscle. Ang sa'yo, mahitabo ang mag-vasoconstrict. So your blood vessel, mag-vasoconstrict. Mount sa ang blood pressure.
Taas.
Increase blood pressure. Very good. Next, beta 1 naman. Kaya niya, increase ang renin. What is the implication of increase si renin?
Aldosterone.
What is the implication of increase si renin?
Taas ang blood pressure.
Mag-increase ko lang,
Blood pressure.
maunsa ang mag-increase? Ulo na, malipas ang Ha? Sa next na increase? Increase ko lang, aldosterone. What about aldosterone? Sa mahitabo, pag mag-increase sa aldosterone,
Water retention.
increase ko lang BP. Next is ang heart. Kaya ni increase ni beta 1 receptors, if nag-bind sa yaha, sa beta 1 receptors, ang epinephrine or norepinephrine, nag-bind sa yaha, kanya increase ang heart rate.
Sige, gayagan.
Mabilis ang tibok ng puso. Mabilis ang pitik ng puso.
Ate, palihog doon.
Heart rate, pulse, contraction, contraction. I think po na nga yung kailangan makabal. When it comes to your receptors.
Kuya nga, kuya.
Beta 2. Beta 2 will cause vasodilation. Ayun na lang ang vasodilation, Mr. James. Malikog mo. Yung vasodilation rate ng vasodilation. Ay, na-sponsor. Thank you.
Oh, yaga-yaga ha, yaga-yaga.
Thank you very much. So, bronchial. Bronchial dilation. Meaning, ang airways, ang bronchioles mismo sa inyong lungs will expand so that more oxygen is also absorbed. More oxygen ang magamit sa inyong lawas. More oxygen is supplied to your bodies because dilate ang inyong bronchioles. Kaya ba?
Yan na.
So, nag-relax sa inyong bronchioles. Kaya nga butang dila, wala niya akong gusto ma-remember yun mga main points. Ano sense na mo ba?
Balik daw sir.
Ha? Ibalik ang slide.
Explain.
Ibalik na tuloy. Take 2. Okay, just remember, alpha 1. So, bali, dito ay stimulate. Manghirapan ang action. Both alpha 1 and alpha 2. Ay, alpha 1, alpha 2. Alpha 1 and beta 1. Si alpha 2 naman is inhibit yung action. Inhibit as inhibit, but more relax ang iyang action. Ang magbatada, ang alpha 2 diri. Yeah, inhibit release of norepinephrine. Inhibit release of norepinephrine. Nor, ano yung meaning sa nor? Norjana light, diba? Light ba? Ako yung classmate pang good na nor. Tawag na.
Narjian lyrics.
Ako, sa meaning sa inyong mga pangalan nila? Wala, sir. Combine lang ang mga pangalan. Combine yung pangalan sa mga papa, lolo, lola. Marag to ay, marag Jubren, Romvic. Combine mo na. Jubren, Romvic. Lalaking ang pangalan. Teacher ninyo? Hindi pa ito kami brand. Okay, so alpha 1 receptors, alpha 1 adrenergic receptors will cause vasoconstriction. SM meaning smooth muscles. Any smooth muscles, so mga smooth muscles na to dito. Skin, GIT, kidney, brain, but mainly ang kailangan nila is blood vessels na mag-vasoconstrict. Kasi pag mag-vasoconstrict, mamsa ang blood pressure, mag-increase yung blood pressure. What about beta 1 naman, ng mga receptors? They will stimulate renin and aldosterone. Increase in renin, eventually increasing aldosterone, which will cause increase in blood pressure. Heart rate is also increased by beta 1 adrenergic receptor. Remember, yung thyroid hormones also acts in beta 1 na adrenergic receptors. Remember, David? Wala na, sir. Short na yung thyroid hormones can also act on beta 1. That is why mag-increase po ng heart rate, increase mo ha, thyroid hormones. Ano dahil, sir, ano kailangan ng increased BP, increased heart rate, ano kailangan ng bronchial dilation, ano kailangan ng tanan. Just so, para asa galing yung catecholamines, para maka-respond to what? Para lang maka-respond to stress. And what type of stress? Short-term na stress. Immediate ang action. Notice ako ang example ganiha, if ni mata mo, nakita niyo yung palibot na anong kalayo, increase immediately in yung heart rate, increase in yung blood pressure, masurok in yung dugo. Nga naman, because all of these receptors are stimulated by the catecholamines. Hope na gets. So alpha 1 and alpha 2. Alpha 1 is a post-synaptic receptor, alpha 2 is both post and pre-synaptic receptor. I leave that to your reading na lang kasi more memorization din siya. Pero if ako ang inyong i-ask, no need to memorize that one. Was this exam? Siyempre, may ingon na po ito. Ay, mali dito class. Kailangan din study ka. My fault. Eh, nonsense. Para sa pala, nonsense. Kaya mga adrenergic receptor, beta 1, alpha 1. Pag-utanong ba dahil mo sa inyong patient?
Lagi mo yun.
Nga naman, kasya nga, nga nung nag-increase man ako ang BP, Mr. Medtech, ang mga mo beta 1 receptor. Na-stimulate yung catecholamines. But lang, kaya nga na-generate ang bulit. Wala mo siguro. Next, so catecholamines are also involved in fight or flight response.
Pag sa dam ko lagi kay dili fight or fight. Di ba pag dam ko dili ko kadugon.
What if ikaw ni si... Saan siya ng character ng bata? What if ikaw ng bata, nakita niyo ng clown sa inyong gawa sa inyong door? Will you fight? Or will you fly?
Fly.
Will you fly? Or will you flee? Anong gawin ka dito, sir? Nakahiya ka, sir. Will you fight? Or will you flee? Fight, sir. Lalaban ako, sir. Fighter ako. Manipakyaw. So, yung catecholamines are responsible for your response if lalaban or hindi. Nakutin na third na karon bago sila i-describe. Aside from fight, aside from flight, nahanap ko daw another F. Unsa kaya? o kung sa next stressful na situation, makuratan, manggahi. Ha?
Sample.
Ha?
Sample.
Sample doon sa nanggahi. Grabe na. Grabe.
Grabe.
Grabe. May ano yun si Kuhan Isma yun. Pati makita ninyo si Doc Isma sa hallway. Will you fight, Doc Isma? Tatakbo! Palaya. Or, manggapi. Galing, ano man yun ang lingon na. Si Kuhan sa likod, grabe ang ano. Hinanaw si Doc Isma, Doc, dahil mga PA na gusto mag-ibang. Capital means, remember, they are involved in fight or flight response. For example, nagtay mo BACTEC lab exam, BACTEC lecture exam, IMA exam. Will you fight or will you flee? Mag-breakdown.
Oh, interesting.
Pagkakita pa lang sa test paper, no sir, labas na. Exit na mo sir, di na ako kaya. Isang kaya. So your catecholamines are involved in that response. Paano matabangan? Paano man mag-regulate si catecholamines in fight or flight response? Increase niya ang heart rate and the contractility of the heart. Ang pagtitik ng puso, bibilis. Mobilization of fuel store, so increased lipolysis. More fats are available. Fats are our secondary source of energy, diba? Aside from glucose. So more energy is available for you. Piloerection, sa meaning sa piloerection. Hala, naka-erection na lang at binastos na mo ba? Piloerection, sa meaning. Piloerection is goosebumps. Here. Dahil akong gina-imagine, sir. Next is pupillary dilation. Nag-dilate ang pupils. Hindi ako ang pupils and increased sphincter tone of bowel and blood. So, let's differentiate their catecholamines and cortisol effect. Tanawan niyo the cortisol is prolonged, long-term ang response ni cortisol, while catecholamines, sorry, grabe na dyan ang girl. Why, Lord? Why acid reflux? Short-term response lang ang catecholamines. Ang yung mga isa. Tanawan niyo, increased heart rate, agad-agad, increased blood pressure, glycogenolysis, dilation of bronchioles, and minimum. So you familiarize yourselves with those actions of your catecholamines. So let's discuss your actions individually. Increased heart rate, increased rate and force of contraction of the heart muscle. Why? Why nag-increase yan yung heart rate? What receptor? B1, beta 1 receptors are stimulated by epinephrine or norepinephrine. Increase heart rate. Pansin na ninyo, makulbaan mo, grabe ang grabe yung pitik ng puso. Grabe lang yung kulba ay. Grabe yung Next is constriction of blood vessels naman. Constriction of blood vessels is responsible. Alpha 1 receptor. Paano mag-constrict? Paano mag-constrict? Kasi nasa constriction, increase or decrease sa blood pressure?
Increase.
Increase ang blood pressure. So inani ang vasoconstriction, gamay ang blood vessel, pero pag mag-vasodilate, kung sa implication, pag mag-vasodilate, like this one, magbaba ang blood pressure. So remember that. Next, catecholamines are also involved in dilation of your bronchioles. So this will assist in your pulmonary ventilation. More oxygen is supplied to your body. More oxygen ang nalalanghap because na-dilate ang bronchioles. Ay iba na grabe ang breathing pag kulbaan. Hyperventilate. So hindi mo nila hyperventilation, grabe ang nakatry na ba ko mga anxiety attack? Kung mga classmates ako na nag-anxiety attack, nag-hyperventilate. Nag-hyperventilate na mo, nakatry na mawala. Alpha inhibition, diba? Inhibition sa norepinephrine. Next, stimulation of lipolysis in fat cells so that more energy is produced for your body para magamit mo ang energy, magamit mo ang power. Another is increase ang metabolic rate. It increase ang catecholamines. Next, dilation of pupils. So when pupils dilate, inani ang dilation. As compared to normal na pupils.
Nakita niya yung
May dilate, mag-focus siya sa kung asa ka mismo, kung sa kung stressful situation yung ginatanaw. That is when mag-dilate ang mata. For example, na ay asong kalye nga willing kaayo mo paam sa imuha sa mo dilate imong mata mag-focus sa atong tiro.
yung picture na rin mo para makita na yung David.
Pati gitutukan ka o pusil sa imuhang professor na i-professor na natin yung pusil diri. Ano kayo? Kita mo tumingin nga na professor nga nagdala ko pusil sa classroom. Tama to wala. Sige, try natin next time. Ayun. Ha? Ang simba ko.
Nasa license.
Hindi na dapat yung mag-yaga-yaga dali. Ako sila yung dali. Magtawag ako sa HR, I resign ko. Kung student nga mamusin. So, common stimuli for release of catecholamines is any situation that cause emotional distress, nabulagan sa uyab. Heartbroken, emotional distress. Ha? Isa ko dito doon ni Clyde, si Brazil. Based on true to life experience. Grabe ang catecholamines na po, sir. Emotionally distressed dito. Hemorrhage, hypoglycemia, so that pag ma-release si catecholamines, ma-increase po ang glucose. That is why stimuli niya is hypoglycemia. Exercise will also cause release of your catecholamines so that more energy is provided to you. So that, una lang ni, ay kaya na ito man, clinical certificates. Okay, so for our clinical significance, wala ang kailangan ako pa-remember nito, that would be pheochromocytoma, and neuroblastoma. Pheo means
Sabi ko pa. Sabi ko pa.
chromo, sorry. Cyto. Oma.
Cancer.
Oma. Ha? This is a tumor. Carcinoma. Adenoma. Sarcoma. Mga tumor. Basta oma ang last. Tumora. Okay ka lang ba, sir? Wala pa rin ito. So, clinical significance, you have pheochromocytoma first. So, this is a rare catecholamine producing tumor. It's the triad of diaphoresis, tachycardia, and headache. What is diaphoresis? What is diaphoresis? Dili mo familiar ang term, sir. Diaphoresis means excessive na sweating. Grabe ang pagpaningot sa mga nakulbaan. Grabe ang pagpaningot. Tachycardia, bilis ang pitik ng puso, paspas ang heartbeat, headache pa yun. Those are the triad for pheochromocytoma. How do we detect for pheochromocytoma? We measure 24-hour urinary metanephrine. So ganyan metanephrine, it's a metabolite of what?
Epinephrine.
Metabolite of what?
Epinephrine.
Epinephrine. Paano makaproduce? Metanephrine.
COMT.
What enzyme?
COMT.
COMT. Very good. So 24-hour urinary metanephrine is a 95% sensitive test for pheochromocytoma and it's the best single test. What about for thyroid diseases? The best single screening test na to. What is it? Thyroid disorders. Thyroid stimulating hormone. Measuring TSH or measurement of TSH, that's the best for measuring or assessing thyroid hormone disorders. What about pheochromocytoma? The best is 24-hour urinary methamphetamine. Because kung saan ang problem with pheochromocytoma, na ay excess of catecholamines because of the tumor. Sobra ang catecholamines, which means, pag sobra di ay si epinephrine, sobra po ang iyahang metabolite na maproduce in sperm. That's methamphetamine. Let's deal it. And ang kailangan nato is the 24-hour urine. The best yun ang 24-hour urine. To avoid pulse variation, the urinal variation. So why kailangan ko creatinine? Creatinine is so that, is creatinine unique sa tuwang urine? Is creatinine unique sa inyong urine? Which means na creatinine sa ato ang cerebrospinal fluid.
Creatinine.
Wala pa ba nakadiscuss sa creatinine pag yung term 1? Di ba NPN? So, discuss na yung mga creatinine. Is creatinine nasa urine?
Nagamay lang.
Lamang. Yes or no? Yes. Yes. That is why if we measure for or we collect for 24-hour urine, creatinine ang metabolite or substance na itong i-measure because creatinine will be indicative of the completeness of the collection. Question, para ready na mo sa UBF next semester, paano mag-collect of 24-hour urine? Na-explain na ba natin last previous? What if, nag-start mo mag-collect 9 p.m. Karoon niya, 9 p.m. mag-start mo mag-collect. Manghihit mo, nakaihi mo anang time. Kung saan ninyo ang ihihin nyo, i-add sa container, i-discard mo na itong urine na inyo ang ihihi atong time. After that, all urine na inyo ang maihi, i-add na ninyo sa container. Which means, pagkaugma, 9 p.m., kung sa'yo bato ninyo sa last urine na inyo ang nakolect, i-add or i-discard? I-add nila. Do not discard. Falsely increase ang values if inyo i-discard. Sa malamay. What if? Okay lang. Next, plasma catecholamines. You can also measure plasma catecholamines. How to measure plasma catecholamines? You perform an overnight fasting. So remember that a patient must not experience stress or must not have prior na exercise and wala dapat siya in upright position prior to this test because those examples na they will induce catecholamine increase. So falsely increase ang inyong catecholamines if nakain nato si patient. So ito na siya stressful situation na binabati or sa pagkain exercise, bago lang siya nakaman exercise, ikan lang o gym si patient, or nagpindog. Upright ang position. So kung saan dapat iyan ang position na ka-recline. Other tests naman for your pheochromocytoma, we have urine-free, norepinephrine, VMA or HbA, plasma catecholamines, and chromogranin A. Take note na lang ninyo ito mga other tests. Hindi na lang ko siya kailangan i-explain individually. Basta na-explain lang nato ang best test for pheochromocytoma na ito. Best test to screen
Norepinephrine.
Which is a metabolite of what? Catecholamine.
Norepinephrine.
Next is if ang urine and plasma catecholamines ang nato i-measure, ang gamit nato is HPLC with tandem mass spectrometry or spectroscopy. HPLC with MSMS. Familiar?
Yeah.
Yes, mo pa ang gamit nato to measure what?
Serum cortisol.
HPLC with tandem MS. Very good. Very good.
Pwede walay
Or,
tandem.
pwede po perform or mag-order sa doctor of CT and MRI. But CT and MRI is not part of the laboratory anymore. Sa radiology na siya na department. CT and MRI. What is CT?
Computed tomography.
What is MRI?
Magnetic radio imaging.
Magnetic resonance imaging. Next, another test for pheochromocytoma is the clonidine suppression test. So sa clonidine suppression test naman, it will suppress catecholamine release. Paano niya ma-suppress ang catecholamine release? Because clonidine is a drug. Clonidine is a drug that inhibits the alpha adrenergic receptor, or it's an alpha adrenergic agonist. So it will suppress catecholamine release from the nervous system but has no effect on its release by the tumor. Which means if a normal person nag-perform kasiyaha of clonidine suppression test, maunsa ang iyahang catecholamine levels? Increase or decrease?
Decrease.
Mag-decrease. Basta normal patient. Suppressed lang ang catecholamines. Mag-decrease because of clonidine suppression. Ganong nakasuppress si clonidine sa catecholamine release? Because your alpha adrenergic receptors are inhibited. Pero if there is a tumor sa adrenal medulla na ay pheochromocytoma, there is a problem sa adrenal medulla in itself, siya mismo nagbuot-buot kung buhat ng catecholamines. If nag-clonidine suppression ka, will the tumor be suppressed? Will catecholamine be suppressed? Daily increase pa rin after clonidine suppression. That is why sa Hendry's, if na-pheochromocytoma, there is failure of norepinephrine to drop, meaning increase lang pa rin si norepinephrine. Because na-tumor, and tumor cannot be controlled. Because it's a cancer. Nag-divide ang cancer. Nag-divide ang cells, uncontrolled ang division sa cells. Kaya pa ba? And next is glucagon stimulation test. Happy na to sa last slide. Glucagon stimulation test. Kung saan effect ni glucagon? Glucagon, hindi sa glucose. Yes, kaya niya increase ang glucose. But what is the effect of glucagon sa catecholamine?
Decrease.
Kaya niya increase ang catecholamine. Glucagon will stimulate catecholamine release. Although the mechanism by which glucagon increases catecholamine is not well understood pa. So, glucagon stimulation test in ang patient na ay pheochromocytoma, na ay tumor sa adrenal medulla, then i-measure ninyo ang iyahang catecholamines after administration of glucagon. Kung sa expected level, if ang patient na ay pheochromocytoma, taas na daan ang iyahang catecholamines. Di dumagat pag din mo glucagon, maunsang catecholamine, mas ma-increase sa mas nasubraan. So, a threefold or greater increase in plasma norepinephrine, or increase by greater than 2,000 kg per ml. So that's glucagon stimulation test. And lastly, neuroblastoma is neural crest in origin, and this is the second most common solid malignant tumor in childhood. Paano naman natin detect ang neuroblastoma? We detect HbA and VMA. Urine. Urine. What's HbA. Nalimutan. Ay, wala din ako na-discuss ganyan. VMA lang ako na-discuss. So, VMA is what? Vanillyl mandelic acid. HbA is homo vanillic acid. Homo vanillic. So symptoms relate primarily to tumor mass rather than to hypertension, which is often mild or absent. Sa pheochromocytoma na ay hypertension, because there is increase in catecholamines. Dahil na increase in catecholamines can increase blood pressure. But sa neuroblastoma, hypertension is often mild lang or absent. Paano i-differentiate sa neuroblastoma and si pheochromocytoma based lang silang test? Sa pheochromocytoma kasi ang imong i-detect si metanephrine. But sa imong neuroblastoma si homo-vanillic acid. Asabikan si homo-vanillic acid from the degradation of dopamine. Dopamine is si dopamine? Is it a catecholamine si dopamine? Yes! Catecholamine si dopamine. So, i-break down of dopamine or degradation. If you degrade that to say dopamine, eventually, ang iyang final form, ang iyang end product will be homo-vanillic acid. No need to memorize this entire pathway na just so makita lang ninyo na dopamine, if you break down si dopamine many times, eventually, hindi mo siyang homo-vanillic acid. And muna siya yung mga i-detect sa neuroblastoma. Sa pheochromocytoma, sa yung mga i-detect metanephrine, urine metanephrine. Okay. Okay, last na lang, drug testing. 20 slides lang, drug testing.
Last topic na na, sir.
Send lang po ang PPP, pero nanangit pa ko kay Sir Christian because wala na ko siya giusap. Kung saan ibuhat ni Sir Christian, mo kita ako ang ilamit. Wala ko i-add, wala ko itanggal. Kailangan din ako malapit kay Sir Christian. So, makita kami ni Sir Christian later sa faculty room. Nakita ba? Pero mukulang din kayo ni class, kaming drug testing. It's just a review from what you've learned sa inyong medical technology. Medical technology licensure exam. Next, review lang ang your laws. Medical technology laws. Mali akong gusto yun. Ang gusto ko ipabating. So remember lang ka, nag-gets ba so far ang catecholamines? Sa synthesis, ang pathway of synthesis for your catecholamine. Magkano lang i-monic?
True love does not exist.
True love does not exist. But if in lababo ka, true love does not end. True love does not end. Hindi ka bitter sa iyong life. Bitter ka, pahit kayo ng nawong, true love does not exist lang. E stands for tyrosine. L stands for
L-dopa.
silence. B stands for
Dopamine.
Dopamine is different from L-dopa. Precursor pa lang L-dopa to dopamine. Next, kasi after the dopamine,
Norepinephrine.
norepinephrine. And after norepinephrine, you have
Epinephrine.
epinephrine. Basta mag-gets ninyo itong pathway of it. So, it's the main regulator of catecholamines. It is the main regulator of what? Or main responder to what type of response in the body? The fight or flight response. Sa stress, kaya ba mo respond ni catecholamines?
Yes.
The difference niya with cortisol.
Immediate.
Short duration ang atong catecholamines. Immediately acting ang catecholamines. Agad-agad, surge. What about your cortisol, di ay?
20 minutes
It takes around 20 minutes si cortisol. Taod-taod pa si cortisol. Di tayo kayo madugay, pero taod-taod pa si cortisol. Nasunog na akong balay, walang pa'y kusog. May nabati na kusog sa akong lawas para lukduhon ang mong ref pag-awas. Nakalukdo na mong ref. Really pa ko na. Nakalukdo na mong ref. Pati mag-Christmas party dahil mo sa kuan. Discovery Zaman.
Eh,
Kaya nakadaog mo o raffle. Sa kasamang bugas. Sa inyo ha, surge in catecholamine, sa inyong adrenaline rush. Nabitbit ninyo ang isa kasako ng bugas ninyo. Alsa dyan ninyo. Hinaan ang power sa itong mga catecholamines. Mga bagay na dili mo tani mo kaya buhaton, pero nabuhat nimo. Pero ang side effect lang naman, ang imuhang sa ka na magikan good sa catecholamines, ang imuhang energy or power is that after nimo nabuhat tong very stressful na situation, grabe ang luya, grabe ang sakit. Ikaw daw, makalukdok ang kalit o isa ka sapong mabugas, o makalukdok isa ka ref. Paghuman, anak, wala ko dito kay bation, paghuman, naadyan kay bation, paghuman. Okay, let's discuss now drug testing. So, ang kailangan natin ma-discuss is specimen considerations, screening and confirmatory testing, and policies and guidelines for drug testing laboratories sa Philippines. This is a high-yield topic sa MTLE. By the way, what is our national reference laboratory for drug testing? Go! What is our national reference laboratory? Very good. EAMC.
Ano?
EAMC stands for
East Avenue Medical Center.
located sa Quezon City. Dito ko last August. Ako din siya hospital. Yes. Unsa ang okay, pag-review sa ata. Unsa ato ang National Reference Laboratory for Infectious Diseases. Complete. RIPM. What about sexually transmitted diseases? San Lazaro Hospital, Sakay. Gusto pa ba mga national reference? Clinical chemistry. Lung Center of the Philippines. Very good. Right on the eye. What about hematology? National Reference Laboratory for Hematology. SPMC, sir. Davao Doctors Hospital. Unsa? Yung NKTI.
National
For Hematology. National Kidney and Transplant Institute. Ang nakita lang ako din, at ano lang ako is this one, LCT and because nasa sa Quezon City. Unsa pa ba ito ang National Reference Laboratory? Cardiac markers. Very good.
Wow.
Ano yan? Narcotico. Philippine Hearts. Okay, so if mag-gain na ninyo ang title na RMP soon sa 2020, what? 2026, mag-gain na ninyo ang title na RMP, you're not allowed muna to perform drug testing. You are not allowed to perform immediately drug testing. Even ako, I am not licensed to perform drug testing because kailangan mo na mag-undergo training from EAMC or East Avenue Medical Center. So ang training is, that will be the manual of operations for screening, drug testing, or conversion, depende. Kailangan mag-training. And ang bayad lang is 6,000 pesos. For training lang. Pinakamahal yata ng training, I think is HIV na proficiency. HIV analyst. And pinaka-rare po because few lang ang slots for HIV analyst. Ang drug testing is common, ang drug testing, pero dahil lang po mapunong ang slot, wala lang po ni try pa, ako yung isa. Na-apoy, intensive training on parasitology, tag 16,000. I think ang HIV analyst murag 50K something. Pero ang good thing is if HIV analyst ka, dako kayo ng sweldo na sa laboratory. Because ang imuhang license, HIV analyst license, is Pwede siya arkilahan sa uban nga laboratory that performs HIV testing. So arkilahan nila mo ang lisensya. So pagpasa-pasahan. So dapat tayo mo ang pwede kadaghan nga laboratories imo ang license na magamit. So dapat mo ang sweldo basta HIV analysis. The problem lang is few slots lang for ICM. Rare lang mo open. And if open man, grabe ang labanan. Sa pa ba ang mga kailangan ng proficiency testing? Microbiological analysis of drinking water. Isa pa man, water collection. Kailangan pa kailangan ng proficiency trainings. Doesn't mean na naana kay RMT, ma-perform na nimo tanang tests sa laboratory. There are tests na kailangan jud mo proficiency training. Even sa mga hospitals na naay microbio department or microbio section, ang ilang mga RMT, ilang mga staff, kailangan pa mag-undergo o biosafety na training para lang makatrabaho sa microbio na section. So facilities for drug testing, review na lang tayo. That's 20 square meter floor area with a 10 square meter working area with screening as inyong facility.
Remember ko na nagapit na side sentence.
Yun lang ko kayo, hindi siya proportionate, but imagine na lang ninyo if this is 20. Imagine na lang, 10 daw is. That's 20 by 10. So 20 square meter ang working area. Working area dito. So dito sa gawas, reception. Dapat kay laboratory ka nasudlan nga pag open mo sa door kay diretso na mga machine. Dapat yung mga reception area, waiting area. Sa kaninga area, outside, another 10 square meter for your patients. Then confirmatory naman, that would be 60 square meters but with 30 square meter na working area. So larger ang confirmatory testing facility. Larger compared to screening na. Example sa mga laboratories that perform drug testing here sa Davao, I think SPH and Davao Doctors Hospital, so perform sila ang drug testing. So not all hospitals ka nag-perform ang drug testing. Kailangan mo na license from the Department of Health. So these facilities must accommodate or should accommodate 5 patients at one time and may available na hand washing area and toilet stalls. Next, specimen collection. Must be at a permanent drug testing facility. Dapat ang pag-collect o